Hi everyone, this is Anastasia here with my podcast, Sex, Love and Spirituality. I've created this podcast as my girlfriends were telling me to do long ago because I have so many stories to share with you, with women, of course. So this is podcast for women, about women, with women, because yes, I have to confess, I do love women. I think they're the best creatures. They're so strong, generous, honest, sensitive, and this list continues on and on and on. And I'm happy that this podcast is coming out on the 8th of March. That's the International Women's Day. And my first guest today is Alina.
Hello.
An example of an independent woman. It's a businesswoman here in Serbia. And actually, I'm so excited that you're my first guest on my first episode because you're the one who helped me to settle here in Serbia. I really appreciate that. And also the picture that you took is on my podcast profile.
Oh.
Yes. So thank you for that. Yes, she's a woman of many talents.
I am.
Alina, would you like to say a couple of words about yourself?
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. It's kind of interesting experience because I have never been speaking in English for that much, for that long.
Yeah, it's a practice for both of us, so please be kind.
Yes, please. Just gentle. No hate comments, just love and peace.
Yes.
Yes, my name is Alina and I live in Serbia for more than 6 years. Here I started my career as social media marketing manager, and then I opened my own boutique marketing agency. I closed my boutique marketing agency, and now I have my platform where I help people to find a job, and at the same time I work as a recruiter.
Well, don't be so shy and modest saying that it's just a platform. I think it's a super successful Telegram channel. Yeah. So how many subscribers do you have?
Up to now, 20,000 plus.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That's what I checked recently.
Yes, yes, but we are preparing something, so that's why.
Exciting. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
So when did you come to Serbia and why?
I came here in the end of 2017, like middle end, something like this, and I came here to study because I won
grant.
Yes, a grant from the government of Serbia first to be as exchange student. I really liked it here because like Serbia is super cool country with these super cool people, and I just wanted to be here to explore it more and just to feel how does it look like. So yeah, so for master degree I came here, and then my plan was to return like after I get my master degree, but in the end I found a job here and I somehow settled down here, and I decided okay, it would be really stupid me to go somewhere because like it's kind of a new challenge to start to live in this world, in this country, and yeah,
it is a challenge. Like what about the language? Did you know the language then?
A little bit. Just the most basic things, not to get lost. And I always say that my biggest motivation was a woman in the like small shop near to my place where I was living, because she didn't speak English, she didn't speak Russian, only Serbian. And I really hated, to come to her and like showing on my phone, like with the pictures, like, I need this. And she was like, okay. And then when I started to talk to her, first time I came there and I said like in Serbian, what do I want? She's like, okay.
Wow, you must be very proud.
Now we're talking.
Yes. So now you're fluent, obviously.
So let's say I can speak, but if there is some hard topics like science, mathematics, something like this, definitely not.
But it's good enough, to go on dates.
Oh, it is.
I think that's most interesting topic now. Yes, dates. Or if you want to talk more about your work before going on to dates, I mean, how are Serbian men in general? How do you find them? How do they react to you being a businesswoman, having your own business?
Oh, that's interesting because they're all different, and I really like to see the reaction because some of them they accept it and they somehow even interested in it. Some try, to challenge me. They try to show that, okay, they're men. And I always say that I'm not here to challenge with you. Like, I'm not to compete because this is one part of my life, and like dating and like personal life is another part of my life. So let's not mix it somehow here. But what I think the most interesting part is that some of them, like, okay, lots of them, but as any other, let's say, guys, they use some kind of manipulations. So let's say, okay, like, to see how they can they cross your borders and like personal borders, what's happening
so they're
there.
poking you a little bit.
Yes. And when you just do, you do not accept it and you're saying, okay, this is working for me, this is not working for me, they kind of surprised because yes, I think the difference is that I don't have time for drama. So somebody else. I don't know.
That's true. You're extremely busy.
And that's why, like, if you want to have some drama, I'm not a good kind of person for this. But if you like start some drama and I'm saying, okay, no, thank you, I'm good, and then they usually like, okay, like what's going on and blah blah. But I wouldn't say that it's only Serbian men, but it's like, I don't know, like a lot of men all around the world.
Especially Eastern European, I would say, like Russian men are quite similar as well.
Really?
They also feel challenged by a strong, independent woman, And you're right, we don't want to challenge anyone. Yeah, but they feel intimidated in some way, I guess.
Yeah.
So what was the worst reaction you experienced, like, of a man to you having the business?
Yeah, it was actually one guy, and he started to assume me and like to say that, oh, this is nothing, like what are you doing, it's nothing, like.
So he was bringing you down,
yes,
your value.
Yeah,
that's not nice.
Definitely not.
I guess there was no second date.
Actually, like, my problem is that it's easier to say to me from the very first beginning, from the very first day, from the very first interaction, face to face with the person, how it will go. Because like when you work with the people and you see, like, even some hidden things that you try to hide, and I'm like, okay, I'm just seeing it, because you can try so hard, but after like, let's say, I don't know, maybe not hour, maybe hour and a half or something. So you start to behave as you are, and here we're talking.
Yes. Here they reveal themselves. Yeah, totally. That's why I like to go on dates right away, not to have a long conversation. Yeah, because what's the point? Because they can pretend and be somebody else. They can say what they think I want to hear, right? But only when you meet a person face to face, that's when you can really see who he is. And to be honest with you, I was a little bit disappointed with the dating in Serbia.
No way.
Yes, I was. So what about you?
I'm totally fine with this. I mean, like, it's still kind of hard because, let's say, Russian mentality is a little bit different. So let's
in
say,
which way?
So let's say, when I was younger, some time long ago.
Well, yeah, you were in Serbia. Most of your dating life happened here, right?
I would say so. Yes. And let's say you meet a guy who is 24, so you assume that he finished university.
Yes, but
not in Serbia. You have to check this.
Yeah. Or if you meet a guy who is 35, you assume he lives alone.
But you
have to check in Serbia, guys, girls. If you're dating a Serbian, ask him if he lives with his mom. Because that's quite common here, surprisingly.
But this actually really depends. I once met a guys and they were living with their parents, but they were, let's say, collecting some money, to buy their own apartments. So it makes sense. But I don't know how it's usually working.
Well, it seems like it's just more convenient to Serbian men to live with the parents.
But it's convenient for everybody. You wake up, your mom is making a breakfast.
Yeah, exactly, cooking food. But what about independence?
This is what you can lose.
Yeah, you see, and that's what was lacking for me in Serbian men. Yeah, yeah, because they seem quite immature, in my opinion. I'm not going to generalize, of course, it's not all men are like that, but the ones I met, yeah, quite immature.
What didn't you like in them also?
Well, that was the main thing. Immature. They're a bit infantile. That yeah, they live with the mom, or they have no goals in life. They just go with the flow. And overall, this polako, the famous word in Serbia, like chill, relax. I mean, it's a good thing on the one hand. Yes, in life, I think there should be a balance. But then on the other hand, when it comes to some goals in life, to your work career, it seems like sometimes they are not motivated. And that for me probably was the biggest minus. And that's what got me disappointed, I guess. And I was going on dates a lot when I came, couple of times a week, couple of times a day sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I was on a mission, but not successful, I'm afraid.
And what you liked in them?
Maybe overall appearance is probably attractive, but I wouldn't say it's also a general thing. In the beginning, when you open Tinder, you're like, oh wow, yeah. But then after a couple of weeks, you're like, not much, So, yeah, in general, I don't think it's a match for me with certain men. But for you, did you have a really good connection, a really good match with certain men?
Yeah. But yes, actually, my ex-boyfriend, with whom we even lived together, he was Serbian, and it was the best man who could cook, meat perfectly. And yes, and actually lots of them I met, they're kind of family oriented.
That is true. That is a plus. Yes.
So let's say they can easily say to you on Sundays we're meeting with my parents and we're having a family dinner, and I'm like, wow, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I like this in them. But also, like as you said, regarding the career, it's also really depends, because someone, I don't know, they have 10 different jobs, 10 different projects, they're everywhere, okay, they're super busy.
And there are some who work abroad. For example, I know lots of Serbians work in Germany, and this is a totally different mentality.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ones who are here, in general, maybe not. But yes, it depends. Yeah. Maybe I was just unlucky.
Maybe I don't know, but every person is different and unique as a snowflake.
Oh my God, you're so nice. You're so nice. You see, any man will be lucky to have you. So is your heart free now, though?
Up to now, yes.
So why is that? Can you guess? Is it because you're so extremely busy?
It's because before I was covering, everything because of me being busy, but I was on a therapy for some period of time just to understand.
Yeah, guys, go to therapy, please. Everyone listen.
If you want, I can share it.
Yes.
With the best therapist I found. So yes, because actually let's say 2022 wasn't easy for me at all. And from the end of 2019, it was years, it was kind of hard and rush. And in 2022, I was like, okay, maybe now it's just, time to focus on yourself, just to understand what's going on, because I had this really awful thing, because I was jumping, from relationship to relationship, and not from serious to other serious, but it was something even not a relationship, but that you have somebody around.
Situationship.
I was maybe a situationship, but still, let's say you're
just
talking,
to be with someone.
Yes, you're talking, just chatting, I don't know, with the person, and this is it, and this somehow you just cover this space that you have, and it actually was my biggest problem, because I couldn't be with myself in that question. So
it's eat, pray, love, girl. Eat, pray, love. Girls. I mean, we all watched it, and that's what happened to her. She didn't know who she was without the relationship.
Yeah, but it wasn't even like without relationship, because at some point I've just realized that I grew up a lot, and let's say like me behaving in some situations is not me anymore. So like I'm a different person. And yes, so that's why like for let's say 2023, I was like, okay, focusing on me, focusing, on just digging what's happening here, like who I am, how do I want to collaborate with people, to talk with people, what is okay to me, what is not. And actually it was like really, really awful, because I had really toxic relationships in a really toxic relationship. And even with people whom I considered as my friends, and people whom I considered as my boyfriends, and yes, and in the end, when everything I just stopped, and it was like maybe for a few months you're just like in space, and you don't understand what's going on, like who you are, what do you like. So even from this, like, what do you want for breakfast? What do you like to eat for breakfast? And I'm like, I don't know. And yes, and it was harsh, but like step by step, I was like, okay, I like this, and I like it, and
I don't like that, and this is my boundaries. I don't want to be crossed. Yeah, I think that's a quest that every person should go through, and unfortunately, for some women, it doesn't happen because nobody teaches us that, right?
Yeah, this is what actually we were talking with my friends, is that let's say okay, our moms, they didn't teach us how to flirt, how to make this, these first steps, but we do know how to be like a good housewife, how to be a good wife, but we don't know how to be like a girlfriend or something like this. But it's because they didn't have such experience, because back that day it was totally different. So right now that we have a choice, let's say you can go, I don't know, to Italy, to meet an Italian guy, because and before it was like unreal.
Yeah,
so that's why
definitely before it was specific patterns, and you couldn't kind of go right or left from them. You just follow them. I don't know, school, university, marriage, kids, right? By my age, my mom already had 2 kids, and I have none. Same. And I'm like a gypsy going from place to place. So it's totally different. It's great that we do have a choice. Our mothers probably didn't, but still there are quite a lot of women these days who feel like they don't have a choice. And that's what I want this podcast also to be about, is just for those women to see that there is always a choice.
But this is mainly because of the society around them, the people around them, and the mentality. And actually, it's really important, because it's so easy to say like, oh, girls, start your business, like don't listen to everybody, but it's almost impossible, because we do need people around us, because we have to socialize. And let's say if you have like girls or boys or whatever who are minded like in that way, like you finish university, you have to get married. So yes, so you're in this pattern, and it's really, really hard to go out of it.
Yeah, definitely. Environment plays a crucial role, and we have to choose our environment wisely. So when you can choose what you watch, what kind of content you watch on social media, whom you listen to, people who surround you. Like for me, I always surround myself with women who inspire me. You're one of them, by the way, yes. So because that's how I can see that anything you can achieve. Women are so strong. I always admire women for that.
Yes,
so strong.
Yes, but also like okay, I can tell you, like the society is also extremely crucial, because let's say as you said before, like about toxic relationships, etc. So it was mainly you cannot even recognize that you're in toxic relationship, even in a friendship, because like let's say if you're a friend, so I trust you from the very beginning, and I can miss a lot of red flags, and even like in a relationship, so for some reasons you start to believe the person, because this is a normal thing, and this this person start to use you, saying that, oh no, this what you're doing, this is total bullshit, or like, okay, like it's too much. Like, who do you think you are? Things
So
like this
undermine your value. Yeah.
Yes, and when
you
hear
accept it.
maybe you're not in the beginning, but let's say like if you listen to it like every day, a little by little, so definitely you will start to think like, yeah, maybe this is a stupid idea. Maybe I shouldn't do this, or like, yeah, maybe I'm so selfish or something like this.
No, totally. I know a metaphor which I really like. For example, when you're standing on top of a table and there are many people down, so it's easier for them to drag you down than for you to drag them up.
Yeah.
So yes, choose your surroundings, choose people to be on the same level with you, on the same mental level, maybe emotional, and with the same values, right, that you have. I mean, I know it's hard sometimes, but we should consider our boundaries, definitely.
Yeah, but also choose people who are, higher.
Oh, yes.
Higher level.
Yes, same level or higher, but if it's below, if it's one person, yes, you can help. But if it's a lot of people, then most likely you will go down with them instead of you going up. So, you said it was challenging to start a business. So what were the challenges with your starting your own business here?
I think mainly challenges were in my mind because and in my head. Because as I said before, I truly believed that I couldn't do this. That this is something, I don't know, I don't have experience in it because everything was so new. I don't have, I couldn't do a lot of things. So that's why. And looking now to me back that times, I'm like, Alina, why you listen to these people? Because I think this is the stupidest thing I did, like listening to these people. But now I understand why. So that's why now I'm trying not, to make the same mistakes. Yeah, because let's say the very first business, if you can say so.
Yes, you can.
Answer.
Don't undermine your value in your business. Yeah.
I think it was in 2018. And in Russia, it started to be popular, white t-shirts with embroideries.
Yes.
Something like this. And I was like, wow, that's cool. And actually, I went to Chinese guys. I bought
t-shirts.
I bought t-shirts. Yeah, that's true. I bought, everything, so I will be able to do it by myself. And even I had like a few free influencers collaborations.
Nice.
And these pages do not exist anymore. But it was really cool because I made some sellings and it was really, really nice.
Wow.
But again, I stopped because I've heard a lot of things from other people okay, who needs this? This is, so childish, etc. And actually up to now, I feel like I would like to do something, something like this again,
I think it's a really good idea if it's something, at least for a hobby, but you can always turn a hobby to something more so it can bring you profit. That's how normally I do with my hobbies, at least. And you shouldn't say that, it's nothing.
Yes.
It's not nothing.
Yes.
You achieved something there.
But
and you do have this entrepreneurial, blood in you then you started so early. Yeah. I'm sure you will be successful entrepreneur.
I really hope so. But there is actually a lot of pitfalls, so you cannot predict a lot of things, and especially this the worst thing is accountants, and it's all this paper thing. I just it's just so hard for me because it's mandatory. I am doing this, so tax department of Serbia.
Yes, she's paying the taxes. She's paying all her taxes. Yeah, please.
Just to say so, but overall, it's this part for me. It's kind of hard.
But then you just need to have a good team. I think that's important when you have your own business.
And actually, this is something I would like to focus on this year because before, I have
goals for this year. Nice. I have my list too.
Yes, and and like a little bit. Do you know what's the funniest part? Just out of the topic. In my goal list, I wrote that I want to be like a speaker, or I want to go on the podcast and talk. And then
dreams do come true. If you see you have right people around you, it just universe makes it happen.
That's why. And I wrote it, and then next weeks after, you're like, "Oh, Alina, I have an idea. Let's go on the podcast." And I'm like, "Okay." So I can write anything in this book.
You see, that's just the beginning, I guess, of that. I think there will be more to come for you.
Oh, we'll see. But yes.
Coming back to the team.
Yeah. I would like to, because actually it's hard to me to delegate and to even to trust people.
Yeah, that was one of the most difficult things for me to learn as well, because the saying, you want to do something well, do it yourself. I used to be like that. So it was really hard for me to delegate and trust people that they will do it as well as I will. But it took me a while. When I used to work on cruise ships, we had lots of management training, and I had lots of good managers around me. And actually, I learned how to do it, and it's so beneficial, because there are such tasks that you can just leave it to somebody else, because you can focus on something more on your development of your business, on your strategy.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of doing some everyday small tasks, which can be done by somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, but actually last year I fucked up with it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Now it's
weird.
It's time for fuck up stories. Yes, because like as I said before, I had like a small marketing agency. And and then because like I was back the days, I don't know what's happening now, but the person who's like, I want to control everything, I want to be in every possible part, etc., etc. And yes, and it was like really bad, because in the end, everybody was doing their business, their duties, but at the same time I was like, okay, but I have to
check,
recheck,
micromanage.
Yes, and that's why I was angry on myself first of all. And then like when I burnt out, because this is normal, what's happening?
That's what's happening, guys. Yeah.
That you cannot like live like this for a really long time. And and then like I just stop everything, and I'm like, okay, and now it's time to reconsider like all that's happening. But like for the future, maybe questions, like all employees, they they went to the clients with whom we were working, so everything's fine. Like nobody loses a job.
Nobody loses. That's important. But now you're checking some other areas of work for yourself. Is that true?
Yes, because I switched to recruiting. Actually, it's the funniest part.
Yes, tell us more. I think it's super interesting.
It's the craziest part, because like when I realized that I burnt out, and I'm like, okay, what do we want to do? And I still had this my channel, the platform, and everything that were like I was creating and doing something, and I'm like, okay, I want to give like more services, and I want to understand more about recruiting. So I just entered some let's say courses. At the same time, I was as a recruiter, and everybody was like, oh, can you find us a person? I'm like, sure. Why not? And I found it, and like everything's working. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But while these classes just went on, and I'm like, okay, I was missing this and that. And in the end, like one recruiting agency, IT recruiting agency, they offered me a job. So they were looking for somebody, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm looking for a job. Let's see, because it would be interesting. Because in agency, actually, they're like a lot of work, and you're just working nonstop. And and that's why now I'm working with them.
Well, that's what I love about you, Alina, is that you're saying yes to the opportunities. Many people are afraid.
But
even if you feel that maybe you're not ready 100%, you can just win it, right? You go, apply, and then you will learn as you go. That's how I feel. Like if somebody gives you an opportunity, if life gives you an opportunity, I think it's silly not to take it. Take it and see how it goes.
It really depends. Actually,
You think?
it depends because it's normal thing to be afraid of something.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say, but you have to understand why are you afraid? Maybe because you do understand that you don't have like I don't know a schedule, or you feel comfortable right now at what you're doing. And let's say you had I don't know so such a turbulent years, and now you're calm and everything's in peace, and now you
And you understand.
yes, just for a little bit, just to enjoy this moment of this
comfort zone.
Yes, or maybe this is something like something rational that stops you, but you don't understand it up to now. But you will get it. Or maybe like you will think that the society will judge you, which is also normal. That's why you're not accepting something.
Yeah, could be. You see, it's just maybe I'm looking at it a bit one-sided because just my personality is like that. Is grabbing all the opportunities that life gives me. But yeah, people are different, and I agree with you. You need to listen to yourself more, listen to your body, and understand what. Oh, we have a sun coming out.
Like for this, like understand yourself, listen to yourself.
That's a sign. That's a sign from the universe, guys. This is the right piece of advice. Yeah, it was a cloudy day, and just the sun came out when I was talking about listening to yourself. That's one of the main lessons actually I'm getting this year. But we'll talk about it maybe next time. And so far, Alina, so what do you think, coming back to recruiting, maybe you have some funny stories you can share with us?
Oh,
I feel like you do.
Like a funny stories. I don't know. Maybe when yes, in the very beginning, I was receiving from some candidates like selfies, and I didn't know what's that. Actually,
together with their CV, they were sending.
No, they like send CV. Then we have a little chat regarding the position, like okay, what's happening, and I just trying to see like if this could be a fit, and then like out of nowhere, boom, a selfie. Oh, and I asked girls, and they were like, oh, he's flirting with you.
I was man.
Yeah, and that's why it was interesting, but it's not funny.
What about CVs? Maybe you come across some funny CVs, unusual ones, particular.
It was one CV with pictures, so it was like kind of comics.
Like a comic book.
Wow. But the worst creative. But the worst part is that for your a little tip for your CV, usually like for the first check, the recruiter will take from 5 to 15 seconds.
To check your CV. Guys, that's, by the way, is a good tip, right? From a recruiter to you if you're looking for a job. Pay attention.
Because you just go, through, let's say, first to find some keywords, etc. So, don't make it so long, don't make it so short. And yes, and when you write, numbers that you're like, I achieved this and that, and you're like, wow.
That's what I always say. Yeah, write the numbers, be specific, show your results. Good. And to finish up, I know we have a very interesting conversation and we can continue on and on, but we should be limited with our viewers, of course. So to finish with this conversation, Alina, can you tell me like which piece of advice would you give to yourself when you started your business career, your entrepreneur career, like from your perspective now? Which piece of advice would you give?
Don't listen to others. I mean, like, listen, but carefully. Because listen to people who has experience.
Yes, like mentors.
Yes. Do not listen to people who just, bullshitting. Do not have the pity to yourself. Because when, you're doing something and you're not achieving it and you're like, it's normal process, but do not jump into these feelings. So if it is not working, try something else. So and
don't get stuck.
Yes, and if you understand that this door you cannot open, so just switch to another door. This is normal, and this is normal to have fuck ups. This is normal to have fails, and etc. Because as more as you're trying, the more you can achieve and the more you can understand.
So I just have to say it because I've just rewatched all the Batman, the Dark Knight movies, yes. And that's what Bruce Wayne's Batman's father was saying to him. Bruce, why do we fall? Oh, so that we can lift ourselves up. We can learn how to lift ourselves up. So yeah, think of each failure as an experience that lifts you up and makes you even better. Yeah. Well, thank you, Alina.
Thank you so
It was
much
such a pleasure.
for
Thank you for
asking me to come here.
No, thank you for being the first, yes, my guest. You see, I hope girls and maybe boys watching us too, listening to us too, but yeah, I hope you have such amazing people surrounding you, and I will be bringing you more inspiring, beautiful women. And yeah, we will be talking about what makes us who we are and what we are interested in. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to share it to your social media.
Oh my god, that's a marketing. Let me work a little bit.
So you didn't ask me here to come before, for nothing. So, yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share it to social media. Don't forget to leave your comments and share maybe your stories, because who knows, maybe it will be possible you to be the next guest
On
here.
my show,
Yeah, in this podcast. So yeah, and
Alina, you're the best. This is marketing director in action. Thank you guys for watching. See you.
ciao.